Hi guys, I am going to show you how to set up the jump boards at the Oro Valley location. We have the Allegro 2 reformers. These are a lot more simpler to set up than the Allegro ones because all you have to do is put the footbar all the way flat down. We do need to take the squishy pad off of the platform, and then when you grab your jump board, it's just going to insert right into these little holes in the front of the reformer on the platform. So we keep our jump boards over in the corner behind the Cadillac. I want to have easy access to those jump boards, so I'm just going to pull the Cadillac out. It's not crazy heavy. Grab onto the poles, pull it away. Just leave it here for jump class. The Cadillac can live right here. It shouldn't be in anyone's way. We would just have to like walk around. I would leave it here during jump class and for after so that we can easily put the jump boards back away. Now, I recommend having clients grab their own jump boards because these jump boards are pretty heavy. So if I'm setting up 12 jump boards, then I'm gonna be like so exhausted, and also we only have 10 minutes to do it. So we wanna come over, grab the little handles here, and then walk your jump board, oh, see, it already slid. Walk your jump board over, and then it's super simple to just click it right into those little holes in the front of the Allegro 2s. I want you guys to see this when we're putting the jump boards away. It's going to be important for them to be completely vertical and standing upright. Otherwise, we start to have this issue where they're all sliding forward. So from the first jump board, as you're stacking it back up, we want to push it all the way so it's standing in a vertical line. And then also just try not to squish them in this outlet over here, because this outlet goes to the water tank and we just don't want to disrupt any of that. So you can leave a couple of those jump boards just slightly pulled out. Also, we have a box right here to catch the jump boards if they slide forward, but I think if they're less on a diagonal, they should just stand up super easy. So I am going to teach a example of a jump class. I'm going to keep it kind of condensed, and I had posted another video of a jump class, but I want to give you guys another option, some different variations on how you can you know, kind of add a little bit of variety into class. So what if we start footwork with some jumping, heavy leg jumping? I would probably go red, blue for your level 2, 2 reds for your level 3 to make it a little bit heavier. And then I'm also going to have the ball during footwork along with some weights. And oftentimes in my sculpt class, I add the ball between the inner thighs because that is just going to help to fire up into the adductors, work those inner thigh muscles, and increase the intensity of class. So I've got 2 springs on right now. Laying back, this is how I would start the class instead of a traditional footwork, okay? Feet are on that board, elbows by our side, and then we're gonna start some little jumps off of that board. So jump out, punch up, arms and legs straighten, and then land, toe, ball, heel. So when you land, you want to cue clients to articulate through the foot, absorbing the shock of the jump. Okay, jumping, I would keep everybody here for about 60 seconds, okay? So 60 seconds of jumping, and then rest. And let's bring the feet onto the top of the board, and we're gonna superset with 60 seconds of bridge. Weights on the hips. Yes, we're only on 2 springs. We're gonna start to roll up to our shoulder bridge, roll back down, firing into those hamstrings right away. Give it about 60 seconds. You can make it harder, add a pulse of the ball at the top before you roll down, and then give one more option to pulse, pulse, roll back down. Keep everybody there for about 60 more seconds. Now, I would do 2 more variations. You know, all the arm movements, bring the feet back on. Maybe we're gonna hug a tree to work the chest a little bit more. Jump, hug, land, add the squeeze on the ball. Let's keep everybody here for 60 seconds, okay? And then we're gonna superset right into our hinge bridge, weights on the hips, up and down. And same thing here, add the pulse, maybe add 2 pulses, 60 more seconds, bring it down. One more round of our jumping footwork. Let's do our skull crushers, okay? Everything straightens, everything bends. So this is gonna be our third set of jumping, okay? That's gonna be 3 minutes of jumping, warming up the legs and the arms. And then we've got the superset here. In my class today, I did like a little combo. So we did a flat back hinge up and then a roll back down. It was kind of just something a little different. Hinge up, roll down. Maybe you do that for 30 seconds and then the next 30 seconds reverse. Articulate up, flat back hinge down. So tuck, peel, roll up, hinge down, tailbone down. Okay, now that's gonna give you, it's gonna be 6 sets, about 6 minutes of work, right? And then I'm gonna have us finish with a little run in place jump board style. Let's get rid of the ball, tuck it down. I'm still on my 2 springs. I still have weights. Press out, punch up 1 time, and then bring 1 knee into the chest, put it down, and switch. Just hold the weights up. Keep it pretty simple till we can get those legs down, and then start to run in place here. Okay, we want to make this a little faster. Let's add an alternating punch with those arms, and then start to speed it up even more. You can slow it down, play with tempo. Watch as the carriage stays relatively centered right in the middle of the reformer, okay? 60 seconds, bring it all down. That could be another option and warm up to your jump board class. I'll set the weights down. For this jump class, I grabbed weights and a ball, and when you grab a prop, I recommend using it a couple of times. How can this prop either support or enhance the exercise? It is July, it's core month, so I'm thinking we're gonna go back into a little bit of core work. We always wanna sprinkle in that core work, okay? So for jump class, since this is still a relatively new class that we're introducing to everyone, you might still wanna offer like a level 1 and a level 2. For this class, I'm gonna have everybody go into a little abdominal jump sequence. So I'm gonna say red, level 1, blue, level 2, because it's a body weight exercise. So the lighter we make it, the harder it's gonna get. We're gonna put the ball underneath the shoulders. So right in front of those shoulder blocks, you're gonna lean back into the ball. We want it under those shoulders. Let's start with toes on the jump board. Just start some little press outs and then come back in. Now, give everybody a moment to kind of figure it out, right? Out and in. Hands can come behind the head to support the neck. Add a little jump off the board. Let's say like 30%, right? It's not a full out jump. If I'm hitting the back of the reformer, that's 100%. You can start to go 50 or 75%. That might have been 100, I hit the back. So for this first set, I'm gonna keep everyone here for 60 seconds. I'm gonna land 1 time in the middle, first position, land 1 time, second position. So just real simple, alternating, together and apart. 60 seconds, okay? And then for the second set of 60, I'm gonna keep feet wide, okay? Jump, reach, and then jump, click, land. To make it harder, click, click, land. Even harder, 3 clicks, and land. Okay, so we're at 2 minutes of jumping. Give everyone a little bit of a break, and then we're gonna do a single leg. 1 minute on each leg, so it's gonna turn it into a 4-minute round. Right foot stays on, left leg table, jump, tuck, reach the leg over the board. So think single leg stretch or your bicycle. Everyone can stay here for about 30 seconds, and then you can say, do you wanna make it harder? Everyone's gonna go, woo, jump, tuck, twist, land, adding in a little rotation, okay? 1 minute on the right leg, 1 minute on the left leg, reaching the leg long, tuck it in, and then add that twist, jump, tuck, twist, and land, reach long through that leg. Okay, after 4 minutes of jumping, give everybody a little bit of a stretch right here. It's gonna feel so good. All right. Now, the abs have been toasted. We need to give the abs a little bit of a break. Let's go back into working the lower body. Okay, we're working the lower body, but I want to find a quadruped. So for the springs, offer the clients, we're going to do like a donkey kick jump off the board. Go one red for more of your level 2. I would do a red yellow for level 3 to make it heavier. So that's how we want to start to progressively load the clients, okay? And then eventually possibly a red blue. But since this is still a new style of class we're starting to introduce to clients, still be a little conservative. We don't want to wreck anyone's life and then they never want to come back to jump class. Like, we want to progressively load them into jump class, okay? I've picked the red yellow. I want to try out that more medium, heavy kind of setting. Now, get everybody down all fours, facing back toward the mirror. I might have hands off the shoulder blocks. I think having the hands down a little bit lower is going to be a little better. You're going to need to find a proper hand position for everybody here. Left knee to the middle of the carriage, right foot on that jump board. Just start to do some press outs, okay? Before we add the jump, let's get everybody moving with success. And they can even just stay here, okay? And or give that option to jump and land. The heavier spring is gonna just bring you back in a little faster, okay? So we can jump, tuck the knee in, land, jump, tuck, land, okay? Or jump, lift, land, jump, lift, land. Since it's kind of a heavy spring, I don't know if you want to do anything too crazy with that leg, okay? Go for about 60 seconds on each leg. I don't think we need to do anything crazy in between. But actually, if you wanna give everybody a break, what can I do on this red, or what can I do on this red yellow that I've offered to everybody? I think we could do a little straddle row, go right back into that. So straddle the reformer, facing back. You're in a squat position. Let's grab our straps, maybe choke up here, and then let's start to take it to a low row, in and out, okay? Another set, about a minute here, in, out, or a high row, okay? We didn't get any single arm. Ooh, red yellow is pretty heavy. Can still do it. Maybe if I go to long straps, it's a little bit better as a twist and reach, okay? So experiment with it, probably. Test it out on yourself before you offer it to your clients. Once you've done your little squat rows, let's go back to the other side. Okay, so we're gonna come back into that 4-point kneeling position. Modifications. Clients' wrists are probably gonna get tired with this. I would say you can bring elbows onto those shoulder blocks. Now left foot on, out and in. So if you see clients are struggling to be on their hands, then offer them this. Why not? If we can make it a little more enjoyable, then we should offer them an alternative. Okay. Another option for jump. I feel like the options for jump class don't really end. So 4 feet in straps for our jump class. We want to start to progressively load clients, even during feet in straps. I want you to start to offer 2 reds and a yellow for level 2. So that's 3 springs, okay? 2 reds and a blue for level 3. We want to make it harder. And if everyone's legs are just toasted, okay, you can say 2 reds for your level 1. But if clients have been on that red-blue forever, you know, we want to help them build strength, and we need to increase the spring tension, because if someone's been coming to us for years or months and their body isn't changing, they aren't seeing results, we're underloading them, okay? And we really need to start loading clients a little bit more, because that's how they're going to build muscle. That's how they're going to build strength and longevity, is by offering these progressions. And I've been telling my clients that I'm in charge of the room, you're in control of your body. So that means if I'm giving you a spring tension option, or an option to progress, you're in control of your progressions. If you feel like you need to modify or rest, honor your body, okay? Take your rest breaks as you need. Put the weights down if you need. My job as a Pilates instructor, as a trainer, is to challenge clients so that they can see results, so that they can get stronger, so that they can continue to progress. Because if we're just plateauing our clients, we're not doing our job. We need to continue to add more springs and progress. And clients need to take accountability for their practice, right? They're in control, we're in charge. So we're here to facilitate and guide and lead, but they're in control if we're giving them a clear path to progress with this more leveled type of system, right? It's still a multi-level class. We're always going to have people in class with multiple levels, but we need to give those options to modify or challenge, because you never know who's in the class who's like ready to go. So 3 springs for those feet and straps, have them lay back, do all the normal, cool down stuff, circles, frogs, short spine, all of that. One thing I've been trying to make a better effort to also is to get around to each individual client and just let them know that I'm there. Why are people coming into the studio? They're coming into the studio for that one-on-one interaction. They're coming into the studio for help. They're coming into the studio for a reason. And if we're just queuing and just walking up and down the aisle, but we're not making eye contact, we're not helping make little tiny adjustments and tweaks for people, they're not going to come back. So we have to, we're in customer service, you have to go out of your way to get to know clients' names, ask them how they're doing. Did you watch the fireworks last night? Have those little moments. It might push you out of your comfort zone. You might feel uncomfortable with small talk, but that's part of the job. That's part of selling your classes in particular, because that's what you're doing, is you're selling your own personal brand, your own personal classes for people to continue to come into the studio. We all work as a team under the umbrella of IBP, but clients aren't going to sign up for your classes if we're not making those connections, those one-on-one connections, if we're not making things harder, if we're not progressing them, if we're not pushing them past their limits. Because if I'm at home doing a workout in my living room, I'm going to be like, oh, that was good. That's enough. Right? I'm not going to continue to push myself, because I need that accountability. I need that trainer, that coach that is going to see the potential in me and push me a little bit further, right? But have empathy. If you see somebody struggling, help them modify, help them make it easier or more attainable so that they can find success. So it's like, we don't want to push people like so hard that they never come back, but we need to find that balance as well.